This year's big celebrity breakup turns out to be React and Remix. Last week, the Remix boys threw themselves a conference to announce Remix 3. It's currently pre-alpha, but there's still lots to talk about. Most notably, they gave out the Remix 3 demo on compact discs, or CDs. Not to be outdone, Gatsby will release their next version on the Nintendo GameCube. Remember GameCube? Remember Gatsby? Simpler times. One big change between Remix 2 and 3 is that it no longer uses React, instead leaning heavily on native web APIs and new JavaScript features. Never heard of it. Despite those changes, they are sticking with JSX and leaning heavily into TypeScript this time around. The creators also claim to be optimizing every part of Remix 3 to work well with LLMs, and it might be the first framework built from the ground up with AI in mind. In fact, Remix 3 is so AI optimized that no one will have to learn Remix 3. Unfortunately, they did not fix the biggest issue that I have with Remix, which is that the gaps in the logo are all different sizes. Just make them the same size. Why are they different? Why? Look, watch, ready? Gaps are the same size. Isn't that nicer? Or better yet, watch. You can make them small gaps. Isn't that great? That's a nice R. Look at that, mwah. I love that R. Please, fellas, don't go back to this. Don't go back to this, come on. We got this. OpenAI had their big dev day, and we got to learn about everything they're launching. Plus, we got to see Lee Robinson wear white for the first time. Their first big announcement was apps. You can now chat with apps like Spotify, Figma, and Canva from within ChatGPT. ChatGPT can create playlists, help you shop for a home, or save everyone's time by telling your Tinder date about your weird little obsessions. OpenAI also announced AgentKit, a unified suite of tools that helps developers build, deploy, and optimize AI agents. It has a visual agent builder that lets you design how your agent acts using a simple drag-and-drop interface. You can connect APIs, set conditions, and test behaviors right in the browser without writing much code. It seems to compete directly with other agent services like Langsmith or N8N. Now you can automate the time-consuming parts of your job, only to find out that creating automations takes way longer. They also announced that video generators, Sora and Sora 2, are available for public use through the API.
Introducing Sora, the magical way to make videos that wow! Just drag, drop, and watch the sparks fly.
Whoa. Stick this feature in your company's app and give your users what nobody asked for.
Folks keep saying you can't ride a horse that's riding a horse.
Have you been stuck watching the Webpack documentary for years? Well, good news, it's time to upgrade to the new Vite documentary. In the 40-minute video, they interview all your favorites from the Vite ecosystem, like Evan Yu, Anthony Fu, Svelte's Rich Harris, Astro Fred, Solid Ryan, Big T, that one guy from that thing.
Did you talk to the guy?
What guy?
The guy with the thing.
It gives you a better understanding of where Vite came from, what problem it was solving, and why it's now so dang popular. And if you love Vite, you're gonna love Vite Plus, which should have been their name for their streaming service where they put out more documentaries and developer rom-coms. Turns out it's actually a tool chain that unifies several tools developed by the Void Zero team: Vite, Vitest, Rolldown, OXLint, OXFormat, and TSDown. Smart tool caching allows Vite Plus to skip steps like not compiling code that didn't change. It's aimed at large projects and enterprises as they'll be the ones paying, but for smaller projects there's a generous free tier. Now when your builds break, you get to curse the name of a single dependency, keeping you fast and efficient.
We didn't have anything like this before.
Cursor, the VS Code fork valued at
$10 billion,
has announced its new plan mode. The new mode lets AI create detailed project plans by researching your codebase, reviewing docs, and asking clarifying questions. You can edit these plans directly in an interactive editor, then build from them to hopefully generate higher quality code. This removes another task developers used to do, and it's all part of Cursor's plan to reduce web development to only pointing and grunting. All right. If you were scared that Vercel was going to take over React back when they were scooping up every React developer they can get their hands on, fear no more. The React project is moving from Meta to a new React Foundation. That means the ownership of React is split 7 ways now. The React Foundation will maintain React's infrastructure, organize ReactConf, and create initiatives to support the React ecosystem. Although the foundation was just formed, it has already lived longer than the metaverse. Good job, Zuck. You did it.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
React's new compiler hit version 1.0 and is now stable. It optimizes your React and React Native components and hooks without requiring rewrites. It does this by automatically memoizing your code. In real apps, they're showing up to 12% faster initial loads and more than 2.5 times speedups in some interactions. Optimizing my code without question? React just added a free senior dev. And if you're a JavaScript developer, you should be using Prismic, the sponsor of this show. Prismic is a headless page builder that deeply integrates with Next.js, Nuxt, and SvelteKit. You create reusable page components, and Prismic takes care of things like type generation and API connections. Plus, Prismic's MCP server and other AI tools make development faster than ever. It's the best way to keep your content team moving quickly while keeping everything consistent and on brand. Get started at prismic.io and tell them that a video sent you. Anthropic made big news when it announced that it only takes 250 pieces of malicious training data to poison an LLM. They used to think that big models were immune to this sort of attack, but it turns out that targeted data attacks are a lot more feasible than they thought. They say the 3 worst kinds of poison documents are stealth misinformation, backdoor triggers, and my romantic fanfiction about one of the Eminem characters? And no, it's not who you're thinking. This has been The Callback. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.
Vite Plus.
Don't use that. Your weird little obsessions. Yeah, like weird little obsessions.